What's up guys, Jimmy here with a review for you. Today I'm going to go over the Gamo Swarm Whisper 22 caliber pellet rifle. Now, originally I bought this thing because I live in northern Connecticut. There's a lot of coyotes out here. They mess with my dogs, they wake me up at night, and I was just sick of it. So I bought this thing because it's suppressed, and I figure if I'm going to shoot coyotes, maybe I don't want to aggravate my neighbors in the meantime. So bought this pellet rifle, pretty good pellet rifle. Is it worth the money? Sure. With one caveat, you need to change the scope. So in my infinite wisdom, I didn't realize you couldn't put a regular rifle scope on one of these because the recoil is in a different direction, right? This thing is recoiling to the front, pushing the components to the rear, as where a rifle scope's recoiling to the rear, pushing things to the front. So what that did was it destroyed a rifle scope that I put on it. I took the mount off. If you look at this mount, you can see that there's kind of a pin here. This pin keeps this whole scope mount from sliding, and it has 3 screws in it. And it needs every one of those, trust me, because I was watching shavings come off this receiver as I was shooting it. Even with it clamped down with the rifle scope on it, it was just moving constantly. So it wouldn't hold 0. I shot a squirrel with it, with the original scope that came with it, which was like a 4-power, and the squirrel got injured, so I had to track it down and go put him out of his misery. But after that, I didn't trust the rifle, and that's not a good feeling to have if you're going to hunt with it. Ammo's expensive for all my other rifles. My real, I'm going to call them real guns, but this is a real gun, trust me. This thing would kill someone easily. But for all my, I'm going to say powder rifles, right? Rimfire, centerfire, ammo's expensive. So shooting squirrels, I'm not going to sit there and waste ammo and use unnecessary force on a squirrel. This is plenty. It will suffice. But yeah, I bought it to shoot the coyotes in my backyard when they would wake me up at night, when they would fight my dogs. I got another German Shepherd, so she kind of had a teammate because she was getting attacked. But that being said, you look at the rifle, it's pretty light, pretty easy to cock. If you grab it at the beginning, it's going to be kind of hard to cock, but if you grab it the tip, you're going to have no problem. Just, you know, that's all there is to it. And if you want to hear it, I'm not going to shoot toward this house, but you guys can kind of listen to it. I'm just going to shoot it into the woods. You'll hear the you know, loudness. So it's not super quiet, but it's not super loud either due to the suppressor. You will know when you run out of pellets because it'll be like pow, really loud, shooting that air. It has a 10-round magazine capacity that I've never put these in backwards, but make sure that you don't, because I don't know what would happen. Maybe nothing, maybe something, but definitely make sure you're putting this in because it is directional, right? So you can just keep shooting until you've ran out of all 10 pellets. The scope I bought that I ended up with, like I said, I shot that first squirrel and injured it, so I bought the secondary scope off of Midway, and I think the mounts came off Amazon. Not real sure, but they do have 3. They're on opposite sides, but they do have 3 basically, you know, screw bolts, you know, to hold it down to keep it from jarring. But it does, you know, help that it has this pin in here, and you do need that because without this lockdown pin, I even bought one, an aftermarket one that wasn't a Gamo receiver. It wasn't specifically drowned. I don't know why I said that. It wasn't specifically designed for this rifle, but I bolted it down and it was still moving, right? Even with that lockdown pin, it bent the pin because there was so much recoil in this thing. So I did have to put the Gamo original receiver scope mount back on it, and I should have done that all along because now it's a killer. I've killed probably like 5 squirrels with this thing, and it's very, very accurate once you get a good scope on it. So I served in the Marine Corps as a marksmanship trainer for a long time. I've been around rifles, I know how to shoot, and you could probably kill, I'm gonna say a coyote with this thing out to about 40 yards if you're good and it holds still, which is rare for a coyote. So it would kill a coyote, it would kill a deer, it would kill a person, you know. But I'm shooting the Gamo red tip hollow points in it right now. There are 22, I don't know if you guys can see them, but anyways, they have a red tip on them, red ballistic point. And they seem to hold pretty good groupings. You're gonna hit within a quarter size at about 10 to 15 yards. If you're a really good shot, you'll hit within a quarter. That doesn't sound very good, but it is, all things considered, because it's pretty consistent. Out to 70 yards, I can ping an 8-inch plate with it consistently, just one after another. So that's pretty impressive for a pellet rifle. But I did buy this Midway scope. It zooms and it focuses at what yard, you know, what yardage you want. It's pretty cool. But that being said, it's definitely worth the money, guys. It is very powerful. It's not a toy, so be very careful with this thing. You can hear it when it ricochets. It'll when you hear it fly way away. It's not for children. It's not for teenagers. You know, you shoot somebody in the head with this, they're dead. I mean, period. It will kill you. But that being said, at an extended distance, you're losing your velocity. I'm gonna say energy, because it's not a heavier grain bullet, right? With a 22, you've got like a 40 grain bullet. This thing, I believe, is like I want to say 9 to 15 grains, somewhere around there. So that's why it doesn't have the power of a rimfire. If it could move a 40 caliber pellet, or sorry, 40 grain pellet at 1,000 feet per second, it would be just as powerful as a rimfire. That would be cool, right? But unfortunately, it won't do that. But that being said, it's plenty of power for hunting rodents, small game, with a good scope that you can trust. Take it out, shoot with it, practice. You got your safety on the front, right? It does work really well. Seems to be pretty safe. It doesn't go off when you don't want it to, so that's good. Other than that, that's about all the features between the magazine and, you know, the cocking mechanism and the safety. That's it. You do have a rubber butt plate, but it doesn't kick, so no need in worrying about that. My wife loves to shoot this thing. It's tons of fun. It'll shoot through a metal car fender. It'll shoot through a thick liquor bottle. Trying to think of something like a Jack Daniels bottle, right? It'll just go right through that. So maybe that doesn't speak testament to how powerful it is, but I've had pellet rifles in the past, and unless it was one of the ones you pump like 10, 15 times, they didn't have the power as this, right? And you can just do this once. But I did buy the 22 on purpose just so it would be better to hunt with. So all in all, I think it was like 140, 150, and then I bought the scope for like 40 or 50 in the mounts, maybe like 10. So maybe I got like $200 in it, but totally worth it. Totally fun to play with. My friends come over, they're always playing with it, shooting little steel plates and stuff, and it's cheap. But that being said, it's, you know, that's my honest review. I know I went on a little bit, kind of disorganized. It's kind of hard to stay on point with these things, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. I do know my way around firearms, which is why I like to make firearm videos. But most of the firearms that I want to do reviews on, Hickok 45 has already made reviews on, and he does far better than I could ever do, right? He has better assets, and his, you know, assets organic to him to be able to shoot on his range, his nice range, and hit the cowboy and hit the gong and all that. But maybe when I get back to Tennessee, I can do more of that. But right now, in Connecticut for work temporarily. But yeah, ask some questions if you guys have them. Comment below. Let me know how I can do my reviews better. I know they're not perfect, but I do like to do them. It's something that I can genuinely say I enjoy. So if you buy one of these, make sure that you get a good scope. And with that, I will see you guys later.